Joining me now is Natalie Winters, our White House correspondent. She works for Steve Bannon's War Room. Natalie, the Renaissance was a time of great family feuds, but there's nothing compared to the most bizarre break of this friendship between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, which has come crashing down and burning. The theatre value of this is absolutely extraordinary. Here was the nail in the coffin of the Trump-Musk alliance this morning.
You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk, and even with the black eye, I said, "Do you want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here. Better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate. He knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody, and he never had a problem until right after he left.
So, Natalie, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, the great bromance is now over. The gloves are off spectacularly. Elon Musk has even accused Donald Trump of being in the Epstein files. We know Elon is one of your many fans, as is Donald Trump. So Elon comments a lot on a lot of your articles, and Trump is a big fan of yours. So you're perfectly positioned to tell us what happened here, Natalie.
Well, I definitely think this is going to evolve. So definitely stay tuned for, I'm sure, more tweets, probably some more punches, but hopefully some compromise. I just left Capitol Hill rooms and restaurants full, not just of legacy media reporters, but a lot of MAGA diehards who I think are sort of trying to come to terms and understand where exactly they fall in this, exactly what it is about this big, beautiful bill with the White House saying that Elon Musk's sort of criticism of it is more derived from the EV mandates. But they're saying, look, even though it's not an ideal bill, right, we're fiscal hawks, we don't want to increase the deficit by trillions of dollars. If we don't pass this, certain things like tax on tips or the tax cuts, they're not going to materialize. And heading into the midterms, that's something that would be very disastrous for President Trump. I think the MAGA diehards overwhelmingly are going to be in President Trump's camp. But online, there is a lot of, I think, support for Elon Musk. But I think on principle, this bill, Elon is sort of in the right, but pragmatically, unfortunately, the way we run this country, jamming through these bills last minute, if you don't do this, Republicans will not win the midterms, and we will not be able to get the deportations and get a lot of crucial promises that were really part of President Trump's agenda when he ran.
Will Elon Musk now be rehabilitated by the left? They were burning his Teslas in his showrooms because he was a friend of Donald Trump's. Now he's on the outer with Donald Trump. Maybe the left will be rushing back. Hey, quick, let's go buy another Tesla. Let's unburn the Tesla we destroyed, or unscratch the Tesla we destroyed last week. How are the left reacting to the split between Trump and Musk?
You know, I think it will be really interesting to see if the left's sort of Marxist dehumanization campaign that they waged against him, if that will be offset by their just pure Trump derangement syndrome, right? To see which force is more powerful. I would wager that they will not accept Elon back into their good graces. I don't think the sort of response of the left on social media has been in support of him genuinely or altruistically. I think they're sort of mocking it. They're like, our two least favorite people are fighting. Let's get out the popcorn and let's watch Republicans implode. Conversely, if Elon feels really disaffected by Republicans and President Trump, like he was calling for his impeachment, who's to say that he won't be piling $500 million plus into Democrat midterms supporting candidates that he thinks are opposed to President Trump? So it's very precarious waters, I think. But like I said, it's definitely evolving very quickly. So I would maybe put on tweet notifications for both President Trump and Elon Musk.
Well, as I said, Natalie, you are uniquely positioned. We know Elon Musk is a huge fan of yours. We know that Donald Trump is a huge fan of yours. This could be your mission over the next week before we chat again. Can you bring them back together again? Or even that might be beyond your power. Thanks so much, and we'll chat again next week. Thank you so much. That's Natalie Winters there.